When I was in New York, I hadn't been there very long. It was very racially charged at the moment because George Floyd had just been killed. And I remember I was walking through Times Square. And again, this goes back to being my race and my mix. And I was walking and I stopped and I was on the phone to my mom and I was just chilling. And this person walked past me and threw a hamburger in my face. Just threw a McDonald's hamburger, like a little one, just threw it in my face. And I remember I was on the phone and I was like, oh, wow, that's different. I'm not sure how to feel. And I was on the phone at the time and I was like, no, I'm not going to let this go. So automatically, I'm from Handsworth. Again, look that up. It's not a place where if someone throws a hamburger in your face, you're not going to let that slide. So automatically, I'm like, all right, let's go. So I chased this person and I chased this person quite quickly. And he turns around and for some reason, he was younger than me. And I remember something said, just be calm, chill. So I went, why did you do that? And he went, I don't know. And I said, but what makes you think you want to throw a hamburger at me? Like, what have I done to you? You don't know me. And he was like, I don't know, you just were stood there. And I was like, but you have a sister, maybe a mother. You have like, would you do that to your mom? Like, would you do that? And he was like, no. And I was like, so what makes you think you can do that to me? And then he was like, you're just a white girl. And I was like, well, this is what I was like. I was like, I'm not just a white girl. I was like, I'm actually mixed race. And I was like, and it's disrespectful to throw things at people, you know, it's like rude. And I had this conversation. I said, can I sit down with you for a minute? I said, why did you throw that hamburger? And we had this whole conversation sitting. And I was trying to educate him on, like, you can't just judge because, okay, if I look white to you, doesn't mean that I'm a racist. It doesn't mean that you don't know my background, you don't know who I'm talking to, you don't know where I've just come from, you don't understand anything about me. So also then to assault me with a hamburger, like in the middle of the street, and you're lucky, because what if I'd have just come up to you and I decided I was just going to spit in your face, or I was going to put you in a headlock and choke you out, like, which is what went in through my head. So, you know, like, we had this whole conversation and he came away from it and he was like, you're right, and he apologized to me. And he was like, would you like me to buy you a hamburger? And I was like, I'm okay.
It better be Wagyu.